Hello guys, I'm Eliando Rosales from Co41. Now we will make a new example of a project in Raspberry Pi. So let's start. So our lesson is lesson 3 that I use botany. So botany. Now what we have learned the fundamental of Python. Let's use what we have learned in more complicated scenarios with inputs and multiple outputs. To set up for this lesson, you will need 3 red LED, 2 yellow LED, 3 green LED, then male to female jumper wire, then 1 male to male jumper wire, then 8 pieces of 13K resistor that have brown, orange, gold, and 1 push button. Now set up the hardware as shown. So this is the diagram of our project. So this is the Raspberry Pi, the breadboard, the 3 LEDs, the 13K resistor, then the jumper wires. So, so multiple flash.py tutorial and complete code. So this is the complete code. In order to create this program, no further knowledge of Python is required. We are simply using the same material controlling 3 LEDs are we used to control 1 LED. So this is the complete code for the program or project. So in the bottom, in our project, we will add buttons. So and add jumper wire to connect it. So hardware inputs, we have already learned about keyboard's input in a previous lesson, and hardware inputs are pretty much identical. The only difference is that in order for the Raspberry Pi to understand the hardware as an input, you have to state it when you set up the GPIO pin. So this is the code that we need to input in our program. So for the complete codes for my button.py, so this is the code for my button 1. Then you should notice after running this program and after pressing the button that the tens of button press are displayed on the screen. This is because within the button there is a tiny spring. After pressing the button, the first time the string will continue to bounce for quite some time. The system will register each bounce as a separate button press. This is not what we want, and therefore a new type of if statement is required. So for the button 2, so if statement great, great, great than or less than, we have already learned that if statement can be used to check whether something is equal to something else. However, if statement also work in other mathematical symbols such as greater than and less than. So this is the symbol for greater than and this is the symbol for less than. So for the code, this is the code. If previous underscore input, so less than input. Then this the codes for my button 2, that's why we will use it to stop the system from registering the spring bouncing as multiple button press. So for my button 3, calling programs, the term callings refers to running a piece of code from different locations in a program. This is used for to stop the repeating of code. Instead, you can just call the code of using one line for my button tree. We will call the program that we created earlier. Call multiple flash the files of Vista code. So this how we can call the programs. Then have a try calling some other programs we created earlier. So that's all for our new lesson. So that's all for our lesson for today. So wait for the next video to learn more. So thank you.